I was going to do it. I was going to ask out my brother's best friend. Patrick and I had known each other since we were kids, but I was far from the doe-eyed 15-year-old who had fallen head over heels for him all those years ago. I was the CEO of Wright Construction. It was a position I had been working toward my entire life. Now that I was here, I wanted the other thing I'd been waiting for. "Paging Morgan," David said, waving a hand in my face. "You in there?" I cleared my head. "Yes, I'm here." He cocked a half-smile in my direction, dropped the pen in his hand, and leaned back in the plush leather conference chair. Everyone else had already disappeared for the afternoon. Even my brother and the former CEO, Jensen, had left an hour ago. Only me, the workaholic, and my new CFO, David Calloway, were still hard at work. "I think we should call it a day," David said. "You go ahead. I'm going to stick around for a couple more hours and look this over." I gestured at the stack of paperwork in front of me. "And I thought I worked too much." "You do." "What does that say about you?" "I work an obscene amount." David laughed. "I'm not used to having a boss who works more than me." "Well, get used to it. Expect early mornings and late, late nights." "My favorite." He shoved his laptop into his messenger bag and straightened out his suit. David had recently moved from Silicon Valley to our humble town in Lubbock, Texas, for the job. He was still adjusting to the flat, dusty, and dry place I called home. I loved the idea of trees and hills and oceans, but maybe for vacation. David would come to love Lubbock, too. It just usually took a year. "Don't work yourself to death," he said. "Can't make any promises." David waved as he breezed out of the conference room. I liked him. He was funny and charming and easy to work with. I couldn't imagine walking this new road with anyone else. I was in a transitional period, moving into CEO, while Jensen started his new architecture company. Since I had moved up from CFO, I was working with David to get him acquainted with the company. He had been here a couple of months now, and we were both ready for the training wheels to come off. I knew Jensen was gun-shy by nature about these sorts of things, but I was ready. I was so fucking ready. A fact I'd relayed to him more than once this week. I wasn't going to sit on my hands much longer, and he knew it. I turned back to the paperwork, trying to return to the right headspace to work again, but it was impossible to focus. My anticipation over what was to come with Patrick kept slipping into my mind. I was going to ask him out.